Hi everyone, this video is going to be a bit of a longer one today, but I wanted to show you how to make this Twisted Boutique OTT bow with the cage, the side bows, the middle piece, the tails, all of it in one tutorial, and also how to get it so it's half and half. So this one's half red, half black, and it's the same with the cage and the side bows, etc. And even the tails I'm going to do so it's completely split, or one colour either side, or red or black, etc. So you can see. And also some bow maths, because I've been working out this for you. This is in 1-inch ribbon. I'll just do it so you can actually see. So side by side you need, it's basically two pieces of 13.5 which you cut in half, and we go solid colour, sorry, one colour, second colour, one colour, second colour, and we're going to join these all together consecutively so that we can make the loops in the places that we want so that they're side by side. And then I've also got options for top and bottom opposite loops, and also I've worked out the 1.5-inch versions as well, but I'll put a copy of this in my group for you, and I'll also put some information in the description box below in case you missed anything. So as I said, this is all in 1-inch ribbon. I'm just going to move my surround stuff out of the way because that's this bit, and my side bow and my tails, and there. I'll just move Mr. Bear out the way. And we're using our Brilliant Bow Maker snap clip templates today, and this is the 7/8 version which we're using with 1-inch ribbon. Now I have 2 red and 2 black because we're going to double up to give this bow a little bit more structure. And the other thing I have is on my desk, I have a little piece of glass out of a photo frame. I have my cutting board, but by the time it takes me to move it in and out of the shot, it will take me even longer on my tutorial, so I decided to skip that one. So what we want to do is for both pieces, so both sets of red, which are 13.5 inches, we are going to fold them in half, make sure they're even. I'm going to cut them in half, and then we are going to do exactly the same with the black. So now we've got 4 of each. What we're going to do is we're going to do black, red, black, red, in that order. And in order for me to seal, I do a bit differently, but it just makes it easier overall. Is we're doing black and red, so I take all 4 pieces, black at the bottom, red on top, and then I take my metal ruler, and as I said, I'm on a piece of glass. Make sure that they're all lined up evenly, and all you want to do is take the teeniest little bit off the end to join them all together. I've got a little bit out of. There we go. We don't want any colour where it's sort of angled anyway, because it will make the bow sort of look a little bit off. Then you take the tiniest little bit, you take your wood burning tool, and you go all the way through. All of your layers like that, and then you have got a nice solid join. And then what we do is all 4 layers again. So this is the top piece, so you take all of them together. Again, make sure that they're all lined up, that they're all the same length. Tiniest bit off the end. All 4 layers. Nice, clean. There we go. Black, red, black. And again, always do it so where your dip is, you're placing the next layer directly on top. You're not putting it underneath. And this will also help balance the shape and make sure that all of the lines are nice and clean, and you can still build the bow nicely as normal. There we go. So black, red, and like I said, this will be any colour combination that you're doing. It is the exact same principle all the way through. And the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to also seal the ends as well. And remember, I still have my little glass board on my desk. And it is just the tiniest little bit. Just going to move this a little bit closer to me. Make sure that they're straight and they're not like bunched up anywhere. Good. Keep knocking my ruler. Being cat-handed today. I did warn you it was going to be a slightly longer than normal tutorial. I will bookmark each chapter as I go along so you can see the first bit making the bow, the next bit tail, etc. Just to make it a little bit less long-winded for those of you that are watching from beginning to end, or those that only need to know how to do certain bits like the colour side of it. Okay. Line it up properly first this time. Right, put the ruler out the way. Scissors out the way for a second. And we're also going to put the little piece of glass out of the way. And then we've got the Brilliant Bow Maker template. And using the lines that we've made for the centre, you want to put that on the template and make sure that that's directly across your centre line. So on your template you've got your little lines there, and I extend mine to make mine a bit easier, but you put that dead on the centre. And then we'll bring this side round side as normal, click that in, and you want to make sure that that is, so that one's at D. I'm just going to put my clip there a minute. And then on this side, you lock that over, and you make sure that that one is directly over at A. Now at this point, what I do is you go right through the centre, and you just want to do a little tack stitch. Try not to get tangled in the back. just going to re-thread, ready for in a minute once we're finished building the bow. There we go. And then you'll have 2 loops like this that are nice and even. And we can take our clips out of the way, and we can now fold this in using that line as a guide so you know where it's centered. You can clip that in, and that's still in line with the center there. And then you bring that one directly over the top and clip it in, and again that is still nice and centered over there. And then this is what the front of the bow will look like, and as you can see, half red, half black. And this is what the back looks like. Now I always sew it on my template, so I take this now, and from underneath where the pointed triangle is there, we want to go up from underneath 1, 2 through the center there, back through the other side here, and I'm going to go through so we started at the base of the red, we're going to come back out through the top of the black, and then the last one where the triangle is and both pieces of ribbon meet, you want to do your last stitch from going under through there. And then what we can do is unsnap off our template, and if you've done it right, as you can see, black, red, you've got your cross, which is the front of the bow, and the line is the back of the bow. So when you're doing your cinch and your creases, you want to be making sure that it's on this shape of the bow here, which gives you the Twisted Boutique bow shape. So hold it between your fingers like this, and then cinch, and you will get 2 creases. And then you take your thread, and I wrap round at least 2 or 3 times, nice and tight, round the bow, and then stitch off in the back however you like. There we go. I'm just going to thread this off because there's a couple of other bits we need to do today. There we go. So what I do then, as you can see, take your fingers, give this a little adjust until you've got it how you like your boutiques to look. Okay, we will do a little bit more with this now, but obviously we've got the beginnings of the basic shape. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to do a little side bow, and I actually do less on the tails. I started at 5, I actually only need about 3.5 for this, but this because I was practicing with the measurements earlier. So for the little side bow, the top part of the bow is 5 inches and the tails are 3.5. And what I've also done is to tie all the bow together and make it a little bit more Valentine's Day, is I've got this super cute little printed 9mm. And again, with my wood burning tool, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on top on the centre. I'm going to move my wire over so I don't harm myself or tangle myself up. And I'm just going to seal along that side. And then I'm going to flip it round. Make sure it's all lined up and centred this side as well. And I'm just going to do the tiniest bit. On this side. I would forget one thing. Forgot to add a little bit of ribbon for the centre of the bow. There we go. So now we've got a super cute, to make the cages match in a minute, and then we're going to make a normal, just a little tux bow. And I'm going to make sure it's all centred, fold it in half, heat crease, and then all you want to do is fold your sides in just a teeny tiny bit, each side over that crease, about 1/2 centimetre each side. And the other thing when you're doing this, because you've got your print and it's this way down, I always start my bow sewing from this way. So in for one, your second one, start at the edge of the patterned ribbon, through there all the way from the back. Other side of the pattern ribbon, edge, making sure you're going through all 3 layers again. And then all 3 layers again through the bottom. Okay. Just going to cut the tail bit of my thread off there. And then, as I said, we do this upside down. Take this again, heat crease from above, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that all the way down your thread. So it looks like this, and this is what the front looks like, and this is what the back. So you've got 2 on each side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total, which will give you 2 creases on each, 4 in total. And you pull up on your thread and then wrap round nice and tight, good couple of times. And then stitch off in the back however you like to. lasts a little bit. Need to still thread this off because we've still got the tails to do. Okay, and then we are going to take our scissors and we're going to curve up so it comes up to the side of the edge, and we're going to do the same. We're going to start where we did there and we're going to curve it upward till we meet the side of the edge, and then we're going to heat seal in the blue clear bit of the flame. And then, as I said, a little bit of red. Dab of glue from where my glue gun's been leaking while I've been making the other bits. And then wrap that round nice and tight. So that's once. And then once we've done once, put your thumb over the top, twist it over so you get a nice unique little look. Cut your excess. Don't forget to heat seal the back, we don't want any fraying. Little bit of glue there. And now we've got the two side bows all nice and cute and matching. And we'll move those bits out of the way. Now we have got the cage, which I am using this one, which is the Brilliant Bow Maker Surround template, and these come in a kit and you get multiple different sizes. So there's like, I think there's 6 different sizes in the kit. There's a whole booklet that shows you how to do different sizes on there as well, and in the description I'll put all the information for you to order them directly from Little Ladybug in the US if you're a US member, and if you're from the UK I am running a pre-order to get them directly shipped over from us from the US to the UK, because there's no official suppliers outside of myself here at the moment, and I am working on, instead of doing pre-orders, so that I can work on other things for you. So the template literally tells you how much ribbon to use. So this one says 24 inches. So again, to make this nice and cute and make it pretty, I've doubled it up. So I've got the pattern red with the little print and a standard red, and then I've got 2 black. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take our wood cutter again. Make sure you've got your print on the inside, because that's going to be the centre. Layer all 4 together. Make sure they're all lined up so you can't see any of the colours more than another, so you can't see the red there, so they're all like flat on top of each other. And take your tool. Now you can do this with a bit of glue, or you can even use a bit of double-sided sticky tape or anything that you'll be able to easily sew through. For me, these aren't very expensive to buy. You can buy them from anywhere from like £15 to like £24, and they're super useful for like joining ribbon like this. And it's nice and solid, it isn't going to break, and it's relatively easy to sew through as well, because you basically sew over the join or around the join. And then you end up with the red this side and the black this side, or vice versa. And then it takes me a minute, because it does take a second on the template for me to work it out, because there's a knack to these, because there's all different ways to do it. But to get it so it's split, so it's half and a half again, from this corner here, so you've got this bit here and this line here, we want to take our red ribbon, and on that side, so it's against that cup here, you put it over, and you want it so at minimum it's like halfway into the template. So if you think of that as the like crossover, you want it to have enough ribbon to go over there. and then you use this as a guide, so you cup that round there. Okay, so we've gone round and then over there, so we've got that there, and then you want to bring this round this one and then back over here. Okay, and then I clip that there, so I've got that, and as you can see that's 1/2 all red, and then this one starts here. So what you do is, you would think you go this way, but you don't. You go up from there, over that side, round here, back across the bottom, and across there. And then with this extra bit, you can cut that down and heat seal. And there, like I said, you can either sew these, or sometimes I've got my wood boiling tool out, I just put a little dots there to hold them all in place. But this is what the bottom of the cage looks like, and this is what the front. Let me just put another clip on so it doesn't move. There. So this is what it looks like on your surround template, and this is what the back looks like. And I am going to take my needle and thread and do it this way. And I start from my end point. And up through the next part. Over, so you're going through all of those layers there. Up over that one. And then I just go round once. And tank. There we go. Then I'm just going to do a little stitch through there. And take my excess off. We still need more thread, so I'm going to yet again re-tie off my thread and put that out of the way. There we go. Now I'm going to take my clips off here, and what I do with mine is I give it a squeeze like this, and then turn it over, squeeze like that. It doesn't damage the templates because they're all plastic. Put that back out of the way, and then you have got half red, half black, and you can do it so it's on that side, or in this case I would twist it or twist the cage so it gives it just a little bit of a colour pop, and I'll show you how to put it together in a minute. So bow, cage, side bows. So the very last thing that we've got to do now, and the very last bit that I'm going to show you how to do this, and if you do want to see how to do these in bunches, if you haven't got the wood burning tool and you would worry about the seal, go to Main Bows, Mama Main's bows, and she's got some tutorials similar to this in different methods on how to make this as well, and she's made a really pretty inspired one. So for me, last little bit is I have done 9 of these in total, and it's half black, half red, and these are 5.5 inch each. But what I did is I cut 4 black and 4 red and then cut them in half, which was a little bit easier. Well, 5 black and 5 red, and then I've got excess, I had 2 left over. So as we've been doing all tutorial, layer them on top of each other. Do teeny tiny bit off. There we go. Then you will have this joined piece of tail. And then I take mine with my scissors at a 45-degree angle. You want to cut a nice clear V cut. Now my tails are still not perfect, I'm not the best at V cuts. That's what the dyspraxia does for you, no depth perception. So it's hard for me to judge sometimes. But you make the tails either side, and in the blue clear bit of the lighter you want to heat seal it so it's not going to fray. And I have done this to all 9 pieces. Now at this point you have to excuse me, I tidied my desk yesterday and I put some stuff away and put some stuff out of the way, and then can't remember where I put half of it. So we will need some pins, and we've now got 9 pieces. And what we want to do is get them so that they're half and half like this. I'm going to take one of my dress pins, and where it joins up, very centered through there, I want to put the dress pin because we are going to do it so we can adjust the tails and get them placed, but you do 2 at a time. So I'm going to get them so they're about, actually let's do it a bit more even. Right, so that's one. And again, they should be directly on top of each other so that they're completely even all together. And I'm going to do them so that they're about there. Okay, then we're going to take 2 more. Again, 2 together, directly on top of each other. And we want to go right through the centre of the centre. With the pin. Okay, and then with these ones, turn them so that they're flared out a little bit more on the next layer. So like this. I'm just going to take my clips, clip them there, and then we're going to take 2 more together, get them right in the centre again, right on that pin. And then spin them basically until your tails look something like this. So you've got this fan shape, which is your 4 on each side basically, so 8 in total across. There we go. Ow, careful, make sure you don't pin your... Try and sort of get them so that they're sort of evenly fanned out, like so. One more layer, and then one across. That's why I was like, why doesn't it look quite right to me? And it's because I hadn't put one of the... Told you it was a long one. Okay, so again, twist them over, and now I've lost track of my fan, but we will adjust it in just a second. Sorry for the disruption there. So yeah, eventually, once you've fanned them out and got them so that all the tails are just ever so slightly overlapping, pins are your friends or clips are your friends. You put your last one on again. Right on the centre, and you want that to go over your sort of sets like this. Now once you're happy with everything and you've got your placement how you want it, and again there are better people out there to teach you how to make the fan part of it. It's not my strongest skill set, and I won't lie about that. But we shall take the pin out. What we want to do is from the cross section here, in for one, up over centre here, down there, and back up from beneath in that triangle that side. And then we are going to cinch to get 2 creases. Wrap it round nice and tight. And as you can see, you've got the black one side and the red to the other side. So for colour skills, great. For showing how to make tails perfectly in the fan shape, not quite so great. But hey, we all have our weaknesses, we all have our strengths. Okay, but on the plus side, this is now the last bit of sewing on the bow. And this is what they should look like eventually once you've got everything sorted out. And considering I struggle with these, I don't think I've made the worst job in the world, but we do need our clippy clips back in a second, because what I like to do is on these, and it will help you get cage on as well, is get loops exactly how you like them. We're going to put the clip here, and we're going to the same here. So you get the more squared look to your bow. So it looks like this. Does that make sense? Make any adjustments you need, and then we are going to build. And we've decided we're going to do the black that side and that there. And I'm just going to use the needle for the last little bit, which is threading it all together, and we're going to use a bit of glue to put the side bows on in a moment as well. Right, starting with the tails, we want to go right up through the centre. Now this will be easier for a lot of you. I'm just struggling because, like I said, my hand strength at the moment. Now if this does have happened to you, this is why I have these on my desk. Right, and then we're going to take our cage and we're going to go right through the centre of that. And I think what we're going to do is red, black, red, black, right up through the centre of the bow. See how I use the desk there? And we're going to do that all nice and tight. We're going to unclip it a moment because we know how it's going to look in a minute. And make sure that you go right down the centre and that all your tails are on the right side and your cages loops are on the right side. And then we're going to tighten it all the way down so it's all firmly together and tightly wrapped. And again, I'm just going to stitch off in the back. Okay. Right, so what I do now is make sure that my bow loops are sat in my cage loops. Get everything all where I want it. Same this side. Two. I'll adjust that one in just a second. There we go. That's better. Basically, with Twisted Boutiques, it doesn't matter how well you start both shapes start, you always need to do some adjustments and sort of playing around until it sits exactly how you want it to. That makes sense? There we go. Starting to get there, look. That's better. And once we've got everything where we want it, and it looks exactly how you want it in a minute, okay. And our cage loops are where we want them. Again, you could do the black on that side, or you could swap it so it alternates on that side. Which way do you think looks better? I think we're going to do it on this side. So we're just going to glue along the back. Okay, and you want to be really careful with your placement, which is why we've done the put the loops up where we want them as well. I'm just going to pin those down while I'm waiting. Again, get this exactly where you want it. Just clip that in place. I'm just going to take our centre clips off just a minute, and we're going to put our centre on and our clip. And then the very last step with this is getting your very last little bits, just an alligator clip with some glue on right across the centre, and some 9mm black. This will also help with the shape of the bow as well. I always wrap round twice. Make sure it's nice and tight and cinch like that. Take that little bit off there. Heat seal. Open your clip, wrap that round. There we go. Again, shape's looking better and better by the minute. Take your last two clips. And what I happen to do is I have this box, and make sure you're in a well ventilated area, but you can see I use this one on a regular basis. So cages in place, loops all where you want them, cage, cage, loop, loop, bow, adjustment, adjustment, get it exactly how you want. So there we go, starting to look more and more like how it should. And I have this Tresemme extra strength for a hold. It's just some hairspray that I have around, and basically you essentially blast everything completely and utterly, spray it so that you have hairspray on every bit of that bow, so that there is not a dry area within the loops, within the side bows, within the tails, within any of it. And then if you do have a hair dryer or anything like that, dry it. Give me 1 second, I'm going to pause and come back. And we're back, all dried out with the hairdryer. You basically just dry it until there is no wet areas left. And in this case, I had the perfect felty for Valentine's Day to finish off this bow and make it a Valentine's Day special. And I'm just essentially going to just glue the back of this and glue this in the centre. Of my bow when my glue gun wants to play. That's what happens when I've had it on my desk too long. there we go. And we have a beautiful split colour twisted boutique bow with a cage, with side bows, with tails, with a cute centre felty. And you've got all the technical knowledge to do your own split bows. And like I said, if you want to join the group, the bow math on how to do different versions of the split colour options are there, such as this one and this one. We've also got the sizing for the 1-inch ribbon, and there will be long tutorials again because I'm going to do everything from beginning to end, but I'm going to do the opposite side and also the top and bottom version. And as you can see, I've been making some really pretty Valentine's bows there, and I've used the same techniques bar the colour combinations for all of these different styles. So thank you for watching, and let me know if that was helpful. And like I said, if you want more technical tutorials or whether or not that was a bit too long for you, but hopefully, like I said, you found it super useful, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.